Bracken SG.
Sheriff McClaw dog, as an egg.
Can I have the famous wiener in my anus?
Deadweight Nate fart fart. Philip balls.
Whoa.
Hi, good
Whoa,
morning.
who are these people?
Yeah.
Who are these
It's
weirdos?
been like, what, a few days? Like, what's today, Tuesday? Is today Tuesday?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It is Wednesday.
Wednesday. Holy shit.
Dead weight
Muted.
Nate
Are we
fart
really
fart?
muted?
Muted? Muted?
No, Deadweight Nate confirmed it's Wednesday, so I think that Philip's just being a
Yeah.
turd face.
You're not muted. Muted. Jason, you're muted. We're starting off with you can't do that to me because there's a huge chance that I changed everything over the course of 4 days. Bad Jason. Bad Philip. Violetta as well.
Hey.
You
and
guys,
Deadweight Nate,
actually,
and
yeah.
Bracken.
Absolutely.
Don't
Let's
let-
see if Carl's eating still.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
he
no.
was just eating. He just showed up.
He's come by
just
twice now
missed
this
him.
morning, though, so far.
Yeah, he just ate out of that bowl. That's his box that he doesn't actually live in. Bye, Carl. Oh, yes.
The moles are pissing me off.
Oh. I hope you're feeling okay, Evan. Hope your mole digging didn't destroy you.
They're, like, slowly getting further down the drive.
Let's just say dish soap, like, we were so worried about dissolving their skin,
It hasn't killed him yet.
but they just, like, what it does is makes them make more holes.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this one's wet now. I'll just make a new one.
I'll just make a new hole.
So
I did save that little salamander though. So like, cause
we did save Sal.
Yeah, I picked him up in a big shovel and I moved him over to like we have a compost pile in the back with a bunch of leaves in it. So I just kind of put him on the compost pile and then I put some dirt on him and then he slithered down into the compost. And I like to think he's now living a nice, happy life deep in the compost.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for him, he now sells used automobiles. His name is Sal Mander. Best deals in town.
So soap, yeah, apparently soap.
Soap.
Specifically
Bullcrap.
Dawn dish detergent. According to people on the internet, essentially melts the skin of moles. And we didn't want to go down that route for the longest time because that's horrible. We're also like, soft city people and like, sometimes like minorly vegetarian and it hurts my inside feelings to kill animals. But these moles are destroying my fucking driveway. And I worked so hard in like the early summer, like landscaping the driveway and putting like little like hippie chicks and a portulaca in my driveway. And it looks so nice and they're destroying it. And and also they're destabilizing it, which is not good.
Yeah.
I can't have a destabilized driveway.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's like literally there's two places we don't want him to dig, and that's one
It
of them.
doesn't do shit, it just cleans them. Highlight it.
Yeah, we have like the cleanest moles around.
Yeah, we have the cleanest moles.
I believe I need proof of Dawn dish soap doing that. Well, see, then that's the thing. How do you get proof unless you're standing there waiting from dusk till dawn?
So I think the reason why we have the moles, Philip, is that not that we've necessarily done anything to particularly attract them. I think that our driveway is a nice thermal mound. And also there's a community hall just like a hop, skip, and a jump like beside us. And our neighbors had been like cutting the grass there for the people that owned it, and then they had like a tiff with the people that owned it because they were like, you'll cut the grass when we want you to cut the grass. And they're like, well, no, that doesn't work for us. We'll cut the grass when we're cutting grass. So they stopped cutting the grass around this building. And ultimately, because the weeds grew so fucking high and thick, moles moved in. Moles moved in real hard.
Yeah, it looks like it's been like bombed.
It looks
by
so bad.
birds.
Like it looks like like a war zone. Literally a fucking war zone from these goddamn moles. So because they moved in so heavily, a hop, skip, and a jump away from us, they've now, like, you know, probably in their night excursions, we're like, oh, this is a nice thermal mound. Look at this driveway. Let's move in. And because we were a little stupid at the beginning, and we're like, oh, what's the sand? Must be ants.
Must be ants.
We didn't deal with it right away because we were dum-dums.
Well, there's a bunch of ants. I thought maybe it was ants.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
And then our neighbors were like, oh, you got moles. Wonder how you got moles. And we're like, we have no
Carl's
idea.
probably leasing that's probably it. We thought that something would move into it because it's such a big area, but not like under it, the culvert.
Yeah.
Hello, Egg Nope. Good to see you. Holy moly. All the lovelies came to say hi. We are much appreciative. I have some medication changes happening, and they've just been leaving me drowsy. I can drink twice as much coffee without anxiety at the moment. So, it's kind of getting a bit better. I had to go give some blood work and test my heart out to make sure that it can handle
chocolate
new
coffee
meds.
muffins while he was doing that.
Yes, you did.
Because I really wanted that. And I didn't have a recipe, so I kind of made one up. And they're okay.
I think they're really good.
I'm glad.
I'm usually not a big heavy chocolate guy, but I enjoy it.
That's good.
You generally, some of the things you make, you don't know how they'll turn out. I always find they taste fine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Because you're a bit of like a garbage disposal, so like a garburator in regards to food.
I have poor people tastes.
So do I. It's fine.
Hello, Natarino. How is everybody? How has your days been? Do you have moles in your driveways? You can taste so many poor people. I mean, they're very flavorful. Poor people generally have a more interesting taste than rich people. Kind of like a nice cheese, you know?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, we have poor person tastes rather than like rich person tastes. Like, I don't want steak tartare.
No,
I
want
would rather
bologna.
have maybe
Steak tartare.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough on a regular basis the things that upset my stomach. So eating something that has almost a guarantee to upset my stomach just seems weird.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew if I was allowed to eat raw eggs because I watched the Rocky movies so much. I was like, well, that guy drinks raw eggs. What's the big deal?
That is gross egg. Nope.
My teeth grow steak tartare if I don't brush. What goes down in New Zealand? What's going on in New Zealand?
It's chilly here now.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 degree.
Well, I woke up at like 5:15 to go to the bathroom, and I looked at my phone, and it said it was +3, feels like 0. And then this morning, when I briefly went out,
right now.
I went outside at 7 a.m. and there was frost on the snow.
There's been
Frost on the snow, frost on the ground.
Warmer.
Yeah.
That's because you live in the upside down.
The upside down.
I'm fine with it. I think almost every other day we notice less and less bugs.
Yeah.
Last night I was able to stand outside with a flashlight. I was just I don't remember what the hell I was doing out there, but nothing weird. Just like checking the perimeter.
Were you taking the bucket out? The water bucket?
Oh yeah, maybe draining some water. And no bugs. I had a flashlight on my head, and I wasn't being swarmed by mosquitoes and moths, and it's nice. That's literally the best part of winter. 25°C in Slovenia?
You guys are like having really warm temperatures still. Like, yeah, it's +10 here right now. It's nice.
You don't live in a
It's chilly.
Bethesda game. But I thought that was the generic weather for Britain, was grey and miserable.
Wet and chilly.
Grey and miserable. If you're wondering why that's doubling up, that was very loud on our end.
Hello.
12C here.
That's nice.
So I guess you're coming out of winter? They have, like, obviously the south of the equator.
They have opposite seasons.
Yeah, and your toilets swirl the opposite direction. 17 is warm for this time of year.
Yeah, because it's like fall, isn't it?
Yeah, we have like you know, we're not. Well, actually, it said next week there's a day that might break 20, but it'll change.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it'll say something completely different.
Got a cute
I'm escaping it. Interesting. There's just so many things you take for granted as normal that aren't, that aren't normal for everybody else. That's just so every day, or like almost every time we stream, I'm just reminded of just how niche our
existence
our growing up was and stuff, right? There's this person that we watch on YouTube who did a pretty good breakdown of the current state of affairs in our province and how
Steve Boots?
Yeah, we're currently ranking number 1 in several things you don't want to be number 1 at, like food deserts, child poverty, education issues,
our government
abuse,
is,
spousal abuse.
Using this notwithstanding clause in the education system to basically
yeah, they passed. There's 3 or so, or maybe 4 provinces.
So kids can't choose their names.
Yeah, if a kid at school wants to go by a different pronoun or a different name, the school has to tell the parents.
Yeah,
and it's obviously creating this. Well, if
they
were able to tell their parents, they would have. Yeah. You might be this type of thing has probably happened several times in the past with other things whatnot. But
I will say what does make me hopeful is there was the provincial election in Winnipeg the other day, and the NDP won, and they have their first ever First Nations premier. Yeah. I think his name is Wab Canoe.
It's also...
which is a pretty neat name. I think it's WABKINEW.
Premier of Manitoba. Here we go. Historic win. So another thing.
So I'm so glad the NDP won. Go NDP.
My pronouns, Evan.
Maybe now they'll check the fucking.
That's what I was about to say.
Landfills.
So one of the other interesting things about this is that the previous premier.
The female?
She refused. There was basically somebody went missing, and everyone wanted the landfill to be investigated, and she refused. Yeah. Even the federal government said, "Why the hell are you refusing?"
But the federal government was like, "We can't come help unless the provincial government asks us to come help."
And so basically, it became a really big story, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" The only reason that a province or a state or whatever does something like that is because they know when they start, the well goes very deep. Yeah. They're going to find
there'll be more than one body that they find in that landfill, for fucking sure.
There's actually somebody from where we grew up who was good friends with my brother, who went missing in Alberta I can't remember if it was Calgary or Edmonton.
It was in Calgary. I was also in university when this happened.
So this person, Dylan Koshman, like I said, he grew up. He was at our house all the time growing up. He was one of my brother's good friends, and he went missing in Edmonton in 2008. And just the story is his cousin said we got into a fight. He walked into the snow.
Never seen again.
Never seen him again. Nobody ever seen him again. He left his wallet at home. Everything. And
they've dredged the lake and
Well,
shit.
that to get them to dredge or drag the river in Edmonton was such a huge battle for the mom and all the people that, were petitioning to do it, because they knew they were going to find shit unrelated to Dylan Koshman. And it became a big thing, and I can't remember all the details because it's been so long now.
Yeah,
But-
they've never found him. Nobody's ever come forward. A lot of people, everyone just kind of assumes like the cousins are somehow involved in his murder and disappearance.
It's just we don't want to obviously speculate or whatever.
Allegedly, these are all, but like that's what the assumption is.
But it doesn't make sense as to the kind of thing. The last person to see someone is usually like, because he was a big guy too. Like it's not like it's not like walking down the street anyone would have been able to say like grab him and pull him into a van or something. Well, I mean, I don't know, but it's one of the weird ones, and it's
also weird because it's like, well, I didn't know him, but he's from Moose Jaw, same age as me, but he's somebody you knew, was friends with you at your house all the time.
Well, he's friends with my
your
brother, and I was that guy that tagged along because I was pretty cool for my age. Maybe he's hiding, and people who see him think he's a Sasquatch. That was another theory, actually, too. Was not that, but just that drug-induced
psychosis,
something of that nature, caused him to wander off.
Yeah.
Which, I mean.
But then you still think they would have found a body at some point if he just wandered off into the street.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, honestly, the only thing you can assume is that something untoward happened, because it just wouldn't make sense for someone to disappear without that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know, in a big city like that. I don't know. You need a wallet to get anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was so that was, I guess that's probably the closest to like true. No, you knew someone that did something bad in where we lived.
Oh yeah. So this story was relayed to me by my best friend. I knew both these people, one from elementary school and one from high school. I don't think you're gonna find it. Because I don't think that I don't believe that detail has been released to the public. You'll find an article if you look up the names. So anyways, this and I'll just keep it nameless anyway. So this guy that I went to high school with, in high school he was always like a big stoner, but a really nice guy. And ultimately he in his adulthood ended up selling drugs. And then this other guy that I knew from elementary school, he was always kind of like a little shit. Like I remember him always being a bit of an asshole, but like that's all I really like remembered about him. Like whatever. So anyway, a few years ago, the one guy that I knew from elementary school, we'll call him Vinny.
Vincent Manchego.
Vinny was buying some drugs from the guy I knew from high school. We'll call him Bill. Why not? So
Bill.
So Vinny was buying some drugs from a Bill, and from what I understand, Vinny didn't pay Bill, and so Bill, in an effort to get some sort of payment for the drugs, kept Vinny's bike. Vinny, in a drug-induced rage, not too pleased about his bike being kept from him, decapitated Bill.
That was the word that I typed in that she said you're not going to find.
Yeah, because like I said, that detail was not released to the public, from what I understand from my friend Charlene. They just said that he was stabbed to death, but from what I understand, that he decapitated him. So it's sad because, like I said, he was a really nice guy, like stoner, but I mean a really nice dude. And that's a really kind of it sure escalated quickly. Sure did. Yeah. So
Okay. That escalated quickly. Hey, you have my bicycle. You know what though? The fucked up thing is, like, usually you'd assume that heads falling off isn't something that happens around where you are very often.
Yeah.
But like that fucking Greyhound case, there's fucking head lopping. Like, how are 2 people in one province get their heads lopped off of only 1 million people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we just said how we're like number 1 in shitty things. We're probably number 1 in head loppings.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rather high statistic for that there's been at least 2 cases in our lifetime in the province where people have been decapitated.
And Violetta, thank you for
decapitation is not easy to do. No.
Thank you for coming in with that science, looking at it from a scientific perspective.
Yeah, that's really sad when I heard about that murder because I was like, oh, he was so nice, that guy that got murdered.
Yeah, where we're from, there's actually a growing problem with
meth.
I'll say drugs of destitution.
Yeah.
Because there's fun drugs,
People
drugs
are really
for fun, drugs
desponding
for relaxation,
right now.
and then there's drugs for
disenfranchised.
Yeah, like how do I escape the reality when I can't afford an Oculus Rift VR?
Yeah.
I use Drano mixed with cornstarch, and the fact that so many people...
Yes, eggnog.
So South Park was right when they drew Canadians, basically. I accidentally stapled through my hand at work. The machine fired a staple into me whilst... Okay, sorry. Because you said whilst, I have to read it in a British accent. I accidentally stapled through my hand today at work. The machine fired a staple into me whilst I changing it. Went into me thumb. Took a while to get it out. Bled everywhere. It was fun.
Were we watching the other guy day and the
Holy
guy had
shit.
like his accent and the way he said Jody? I was like, Jody.
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 Okay.
Jody.
Bracken and
Jody.
Philip, you can settle this for us.
What accent is this? Jody.
Jody. If we said, oh no, camera fall.
Sorry.
If
How
we
would you
said
say Jody?
Jody, where would you say we're from? I've been watching 8 out of 10 cats recently.
I'm a British person and I'm talking to my friend whose name is Jody. But I pronounces it Jody.
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 Where am I from? Please
Okay,
tell me.
I'll play. I have no. So I'm going to play
Please
clips
tell us what accent
of
this is.
2 people speaking, and we would like you to tell us if they're likely from the same place and or, different.
Yeah, and what place you think this might be from?
Wonder if
Itself, because there's a third person listed on the website. It's not just Geordie and Ruby. And a
Jody.
bunch of people are questioning who this third person is. And
Okay, so keep that
Jody.
one. Keep that in mind. I'm going to bring up the other
It's
one.
not just Jody.
I saw Jimmy him live 3 times. I like 8 out of 10 cats. What is it? 8 out of 10 cats.
I think it's a show.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Are you
Beloved
listening?
footballer O.J. Simpson became
O.J.
a controversial figure
O.J.
in the US
and
practically
Jody.
overnight when he was accused of the savage murder of his ex-wife.
So
Okay.
please tell us, OJ and Jody.
how they're involved. But first, we will start on the update with Adam Steed. So that is a person that we've mentioned quite a few times in recent videos. If you've seen any of them,
Videos.
exactly.
videos.
Oye.
wife and another man. What followed was a grueling
Followed.
11-month-long
Okay, where are they from? Those are Yorkshire accents. Boom.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, so we
Jode.
that wasn't meant to be offensive. It's just being where we're
Yeah,
from.
we want to know.
Yeah, so this is Eleanor Neal. She does true crime.
Yeah.
trial that divided the nation.
Oh,
It was
Jay.
televised for
Oh,
over
Jay.
100
And then this is somebody else who does more, I guess
Yeah.
I would say.
Pop culture shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who this is, but this is someone who used to be one of Geordie's clients.
Geordie.
Geordie.
So, as you can tell, we both are a little touched in the
little
in the
touched.
lobes of our brains, and when we hear things, we repeat them, which I believe is a sign of potential being on a spectrum.
I
of
need to
sorts.
tell actually a funny yet embarrassing story about that. So, high
my
school,
neck cracks so hard.
maybe grade 11, grade 12, can't remember. We were on a choir trip to Banff, and my friend and I were in the body shop, and she was buying a hairbrush, and she goes to go pay for it at the front, and the teller says to my friend, "That'll be $5.77." And without thinking about it, I stood there and I too went $5.77. And then I was just like, shit, what the fuck did I just do? And I like literally turned around and walked and like hid in front of a sign in the front of the store until my friend was done. I was so embarrassed. So yeah, like I said, a little touched. I'm a little touched in the head.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always done it when I hear accents.
Ugh.
Oh, it's me.
577.
577. But
So it's because of minor incidents like that throughout my life. I'm pretty certain that I am on the spectrum for autism.
we did take the test that some people in Discord
I
have
was
taken.
pretty up
Not
there.
our Discord, and Jason's got us beat. But actually, I don't know if I can say that for both of us. But yeah, I've always done that too. Like I hear so actually it's hilarious. So when I've only been on one family vacation, we'll say, to other than like driving to my grandparents in the other province. Me and my family went to North and South Dakota. We seen Flintstone Village, Mount Rushmore, a cave. It was kind of neat. It was like what do you call those, geodes?
I saw a cave.
Yeah, you know those geodes? There's like a geode cave.
Oh, okay.
So like you go
Gem-
down these super steep stairs of death. It was awful. But on that trip, we went for breakfast or whatever, and we were sitting there eating, and a kid said to his dad, "Hey, look, Daddy, I'm having a big boy breakfast." And apparently I did that exactly like that out loud, and the guy like looked at us, and my parents were like, "Shut the fuck up." But I mean, it wasn't even a big boy breakfast. I think my breakfast was bigger. So also, if that child who is now a grown man or grown person sees this, that was me. And I hope you enjoyed your big boy breakfast.
I often think about what that cashier at the body shop thought about it, because I was just like, 577.
The body shop.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, freaking man. Embarrassing
man.
yourself in public is... I've basically, though...
I still haven't forgot the price though. That's how much that moment is ingrained in my brain.
The fabric toilet seat returns. Yes, have a seat. Yeah, it's it's life. It's life. Strange things happen. As someone with anxiety, I used to I have this thing where, say I have to call the pharmacy, I replay the conversation in my head like it's 7 different ways. You know what I mean? And
that's an anxiety thing.
And then I phone them, and it goes the best of all 7 options, and I go, wow, I wish I didn't think about that for 3 hours. But I've gotten a lot better at leaning towards most people are nice, and if you act not confused but confused in a nice way, like
a kindly old man.
yeah,
way.
exactly. Like
Like
yesterday,
Kid Boga on.
yeah, like you walk into a place and you're like, I'm not sure if I used the right door. Could you direct me to so and so? And they're like, oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so if you act like a lost lamb, people generally are kind.
Just a sweet lost little puppy.
Yeah, unless they have a windowless van, they're not kind.
Yeah.
They are pretending.
Yeah.
I think they should just get rid of windowless vans at this juncture, but they're probably cheaper than
Yeah.
putting windows in, I guess. But yeah,
Moving on. We had a movie marathon.
we did. Yep, movie marathon Monday.
We did watch a movie Sunday night as well, and then Monday we had a scary movie marathon.
Super.
Yeah.
Actually, none of them were particularly
No.
scary.
But Sunday night, we'll start off. We'll go just in order of the movies that we watched. So Sunday night we watched a movie called Jules, and it was pretty cute. Made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So this is Jules. It is from the producer of Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know
really-
the farewell.
I don't know the farewell either. But yeah, it had Ben Kingsley and Jane Curtin, which she was from Third Rock from the Sun and Coneheads.
Yeah, Coneheads.
And I don't know that Harriet.
She's
Harris.
been in stuff.
But yeah,
She's
it's about this old man, Ben Kingsley. He's a kind of an old man who's like developing dementias.
where do I know her from?
He's getting the dementias, and a UFO crashes in his backyard, and this alien pops out, and
It's so you might be thinking, oh, 2023, you guys have a lot of computer graphics.
it's all very practical effects. It's good. It's just
Yeah,
like a-
you might be thinking, what does the alien look like? Well, as you see,
I like his shirt. I'm not a lesbian, but my girlfriend is.
so they crashed, and
Or
this
just this
alien comes
Out of
out
the spaceship.
of the spaceship,
Yeah.
and these three,
Well, it lands on his property.
yeah,
And so he goes to like the town hall meeting, and like he has like main things that he complains about every week because of his dementias. And then the one week he's like, oh, and a UFO crashed in my backyard, and like nobody believes him because he has the dementias.
yeah. He
Yeah.
he repeats the same thing every town hall meeting. He's like, we need a crosswalk,
Here,
and then he's like,
and-
and an alien crashed in my yard, and they're like, what? But because him and these other three people,
So these two other ladies, they go to the town hall meetings, and they just like kind of were like, let's just go to his house to see what's going on.
yeah, and the three of them are kind of like three peas in a pod of
Yeah.
weirdness in the town, I guess, right? So everyone's like, don't listen to those three, like stay away from them. And I thought it was going to end as like a, did they or did they not see the alien?
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, for as hokey,
It was sweet.
as hokey as some of these pictures might
Yeah.
look.
It was a very sweet movie. I teared up a little bit because they focus a little bit on the relationship of like Ben Kingsley with his daughter, and it's just a little sad because, like I said, he's old and he has the dementias, and it just
Yeah, his son doesn't really talk to him
Yeah.
anymore because of life circumstances. The daughter is a veterinarian.
Yeah.
And she's, concerned that he might need to be in a home. He lives on a farm
Yeah.
and he is having trouble remembering
and he
things.
doesn't want to lose his independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
It's a very sweet movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was cute. It was sweet. I teared up a little bit. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good movie. Overall, feel good movie.
overall not a bad movie.
Yeah.
If that, like, if dementia or Alzheimer's hits close to home, it's probably going to make you sad. But
But it was still sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, you know what? That made us feel too good and
Yeah.
happy. We need to go down a different
Let's have a
rabbit
little
hole.
bit of a scary movie day because I am
I
new
forgot
to the.
to say, we forgot to say, what the most ridiculous part of the movie was.
What he needed to make the
yeah, he
UFO
needed
go?
a fuel cell to basically power it, and it was made
From dead cats.
from dead cats. I was like, what in God's name?
Yeah.
He just, like, he kept drawing pictures of, like, cats and stuff. And they're like, okay.
And
He's like learning. And then one day he brings back a roadkill dead
Yeah.
cat. And they're like,
that's what you need?
so the guy who
drive
has
around-
dementia phones his daughter at the vet clinic and says,
What do you do with your dead cats?
what do you do with your dead cats? And she's like, so she understandably is quite worried.
Yeah.
It just makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
And he eats only apples, the alien.
Oh, yeah. And he eats only apples.
It's a cute movie. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
They shoehorned cats in.
Yeah.
And then we watched.
And then, so the next day we decided to do a bit of a creepy movie day. I'm new to the world of enjoying scary movies. So I chose a list of like trailers for us to watch. And we were like, you know what? Let's watch all 4 of these. They all look good.
Yeah, look
And,
good. I'm just kidding.
And they
weren't
Some were better than others.
We Terrible.
Yeah, there wasn't. I wouldn't say they were bad. None of them were bad movies. The one I enjoyed the least, I just enjoyed the least out of like But yeah, like they weren't. I wouldn't say that they were horror movies. Maybe like the Ghost movie was the most kind of like horror movie-esque.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like the last movie, but overall, they were bad. They were.
Lev's been watching Glitch. I seen something. I seen it come out. Well, I seen it when it came out, but we've never seen it.
So horror movie day.
Deadweight Nate doesn't like horrors.
That's okay.
Gets the nightmares.
We'll just give you synopsises of these movies,
Yeah.
and they're not really, really, really horror movies. Some of them, anyway. So, the first movie we watched, Under the Skin,
Oh yes.
starring ScarJo.
I was kind of like, but then there was like ScarJo boobies.
Yeah.
So I was
There
like,
was a lot
eh.
of actually no, there wasn't too much booby in it. There was a lot more penis than I would have
that's
anticipated.
true. Surprisingly
A lot of penis.
erect penis as well.
Yeah, and these all the men kind of had like Manchester accents.
Oh yes, they were from
Yes.
Manchester.
Yes.
Manchego Chester.
So-
So it's very artistic. We'll start
Yes.
with, which
It was good.
I mean, it's
There's not a lot of dialogue in this movie.
it's supposed to be. It's based on a book.
Yeah.
Sorry, and it's supposed to be using the visual medium to its full extent.
Yes.
She is a weirdo.
The one character I never understood was the motorcyclist.
Didn't explain.
No, they never explained.
So
the
they didn't
motorcyclist.
technically explain any of it.
No.
Some of it,
Nothing's
most of it's
explained.
open to interpretation, except otherwise. So there's
Oh, yeah.
that's a sex scene.
Yeah, that's a sex scene.
They walk into like an old abandoned apartment and fall down into goo.
I
black
think
goo.
it should be explained. She's an alien.
Which, first of all, we found out by googling it.
Yeah.
And
I actually would have thought that she was probably an android, given the very beginning of the film,
yeah,
because it seems like an android coming to self-awareness.
yeah,
It's like bah, duh, duh.
yeah, like becoming more human. And so like all you know for like the first like 45 minutes is that she is abducting single men.
And they occasionally show this guy on a motorcycle kind of interacting with her on in some situations, like he's watching over her. Don't know what the purpose of the dude on the motorcycle is.
No.
Don't know who he is, what his relationship is to her.
Yeah, they never explained.
No.
I kind of assumed he was also an alien who was
I
kind of like
Did too, or
trying to catch up with her.
When I
or-
thought that she was more like an android, I thought he was maybe kind of more her creator and was like kind of like watching over her to make sure she didn't get in too much shit. But I honestly wasn't sure. I don't know. But it was an interesting movie. She is an alien and goes around seducing men. And when they come to her house, she walks backwards and they like fall into goo.
Yeah, they get good.
Like, you remember those old Nestea commercials when you drink the Nestea and then you fall back into the ice, the refreshing tea? Think that, but more black goo.
Yeah,
Sexy black goo.
more sexy black goo.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
It's just what's the guy's name who did Twin Peaks and
why am I drawing a blank? David Lynch.
Yeah, so David Lynch he's like a video sound a file guy. So he like a lot of his scenes, they might not look to everybody as intricate as they are in his mind, right?
Like the scene of somebody sweeping the floor for 5 fucking
There's
minutes.
a scene in Twin Peaks where a guy sweeps a floor for like 5 fucking minutes, and all you hear is shh, 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 shh. And it's supposed to like be like a commentary on the mundane or blah, 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 blah. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
You are wasting my time right now. Thank you so much.
So there is a little bit of that in here, a little bit of the Sundance films stuff.
Yeah, there's some, but not too bad.
Yeah, it's
artistic. It's very artistic.
Yeah. So
there's nothing in it that was scary.
Except for the penises.
Yeah. At the end, she does get killed. Spoiler, I'm not going to tell you how.
Does she? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, she does.
She does.
Indeed. Yeah, it gets...
It's like a journey of self-discovery of her humanness.
Yeah, I don't know if the end made me feel any better about the movie, actually thinking about it now.
No.
But, I mean, it's
on a scale of
1 to delicious.
Power of the Dog to Everything
Delicious.
Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, it's
somewhere in the
mid. It's mid. We'll call it mid.
Yeah.
You'll probably see a bunch of shit that's like, it's like, well, you've seen it there. Stanley Kubrick too?
Oh, she's in Scotland. That's where she is.
Oh, she's in Scotland.
Yeah.
Cutting off papers. I can do slasher films, but true horror movies rule me. So the weird thing for me is I only like paranormal-esque horrors. I don't like murder. Like there's say Scream. There's one murderer slashing up a bunch of people, like a real person doing real things. I prefer like Poltergeist, Exorcist, like that kind of stuff. But I was traumatized as a young kid from my uncle.
I enjoy more
making
kind of
me
like
watch stuff.
Character exploration. Like I enjoy either campy like comedy horror like Troll 2, or I really liked Midsommar. I really liked Hereditary. I really liked Pearl. I thought those were all really good horror movies. I would never watch The Exorcist. That's yeah. I remember as a child watching like the Saw movies and scary what's that one with Drew Barrymore? Scream. I don't like that kind of shit. Like House of a Thousand Corpses or whatever. I don't like those kind of horror movies, like bloody gore shit. No, I prefer more kind of like character examination.
The Grudge. So it's a fine line between like and hate when it comes to some of these, because like The Grudge, I remember when it came out, and all you had to do to someone on the phone to scare them was go or like wait. I can do better.
I really like The Grudge. I don't like The Ring. I don't like those kind of paranormal. We did watch one that was like a ghosty one, but it was like it felt very kind of like it should be rated 14A and like maybe shown on like a Disney movie. Like it wasn't a Disney Channel. Like it wasn't like it was called The Innkeepers. That was actually number 2.
Yes.
Number 2 was called.
I was trying to think of this
The
werewolf movie
Innkeepers.
I'd seen that was super good.
You're not typing anything, sweet.
I just wanted them to think I could type fast, so I was going. The Innkeeper.
So when we watched the trailer for this movie, Evan's like, I recognize that girl. And I was like, I do too. I think she played a mermaid in some sort of like blue sea show. Indeed, a show called Aquamarine.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you do exude mermaid movie. This one is it's more, I'm gonna say, on like this is like on the campy
Yeah,
spectrum.
this was more campy. It wasn't like it had a few like jump scares, but they were never really scary.
Yeah, it's she works at a hotel
yeah.
or an inn.
An inn, they work
keep
at
it.
an inn.
Her and this guy.
Yeah, he's like a weird porno addict.
Well, that's only just
Yeah,
that's a weird one scene. She finds porn on his computer, and they play it off normally. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
weird.
Either way,
Just a little
this one,
character
honestly,
development.
if I'm to surmise it, it's almost like a Goosebumps movie.
Yeah,
Like it's
it was like watching an episode of Ghost Hunters.
where it's like,
What's that one word they say in the opening?
oh, we will never truly understand. Understand.
So yeah, it was like watching an episode of Ghost Hunters with Zach Braff.
Yeah, I think this
It was
this
fun.
cover poster is actually better than the movie.
Yeah, oh absolutely.
Because it's so cool looking. What did that say?
The House of the Devil.
From the
Okay.
director of The House of the Devil.
It wasn't bad.
The one thing about horror movies is it depends what you're trying to get out of them. Krissy doesn't want to watch a lot of horror movies because she thinks they'll be scary. And I've watched like all of them. Anyone that's good in like the last like 30 years, I've watched it.
Yes, we did mean Ghost Adventures. so sorry.
And
Understand.
most of them aren't scary. They're more rely on scare tactics
Yeah.
in a sense of like loud sounds or, you know, like the screeching violin when someone's like walking into a room and they're like, who put this vicus in here? It's like, why the fuck did you try and make that scary? Like, I don't know. It's very rare for me to find a movie that really sticks with me in a horror way. The Curse of Sleeping Beauty was labeled a horror, but was mostly world building and not scary. Yeah, so I know that the ghost shows aren't like real, but like I like them. I don't care.
The one I like the most is The Dead Files, but
The Dead
Amy
Files.
Adams isn't on it right now, so I
Yeah.
think she needs some time off.
Yeah, I think she was borderline.
Like if you
Crazy.
believe like she's the psychic of the show, and I do believe that she has legitimate psychic abilities. Amy Adams on The Dead Files, and if you are to believe that she has the psychic abilities that are portrayed to the extent that they are in the show, I too would need a time off. from that show.
Absolutely, you need a brain break.
Yeah.
But yeah,
On to the next movie, which arguably was my least favorite of the movies.
and I believe it was the newest,
Yeah. Or wait, was it?
2022.
Oh yeah. No. This is not the one we watched.
Oh.
We watched like the 2015 one. Yeah.
Correct. Sorry.
Yeah.
I take that back. The one that we didn't watch is the new one.
Yeah.
So this one
we
is
watched
called
a movie called The Invitation.
The Invitation.
From 2015.
First of all, it's an easily avoidable situation.
Yeah.
If you're, hey, silly hat man,
If
good to
your
see ya.
ex invites you to a dinner party, simply do not go.
Yeah, if your ex says, hey, I'm having a dinner party, I want you to come and meet this new guy. It's supposed to be like a, I don't know, not, it's like a slow burner.
Yeah.
Where basically
Like a psychological thriller.
yeah, so first of all, your ex invites you and your new partner to
Yeah.
a
dinner
party. And you're like, yeah, I'd love to go.
And then
Said,
things get weird.
yeah.
And then you realize your ex-partner and her new partner are in a cult.
Yeah, and so they bust out a laptop and they go,
Yeah.
we'd like to show you something from our trip. And it's like a guy talking culty. And it's like, you still stayed?
Yeah.
Like everyone,
One lady left.
one lady's like, fuck this.
She's like, this is not for me, you guys.
Spoiler alert, she
I
didn't
don't think
actually
she
get
actually
to
left,
leave.
yeah. You don't see that, but you're pretty sure she doesn't actually get to leave.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, I don't know, the horror is the situation, the awkwardness.
Yeah.
But the worst part of it is they show them the video of them talking weird and culty, and then they all drink the wine that
Which
they
is
give
like
them.
apparently laced with barbiturates, and then it just turns into like kind of a murder fiesta. And as they manage to so the main protagonist, they manage to escape, the cult house. And then as they escape, they realize the cult is citywide and multiple households have invited all their friends over for similar plans.
It's supposed to be like a murder.
And that's the end of the movie.
cult.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it was
It was not bad.
we watched it.
Yeah, we watched it all.
But the thing is like if your friends tell you, yeah, we're in a cult, would you like something to drink? You say no.
Yeah. Why would you have dinner with your ex? Yeah.
I don't want the juice. Don't give me the juice.
It just made me remember, out of all the movies, the one moment that probably made me the most angry out of this is not a realistic moment was actually during Jules. So in Jules, the alien movie, when the alien first crash landed on his property, he phones 911 to be like, an alien crash landed on my property. And the lady was basically, go back to bed, sir, you have dementia, and then hung up. And I was like, no one in 911 would ever fucking hang up on me.
Sir, you have dementia.
As I said, so out of all of the moments of the movies that actually made me the most angry, the most unbelievable moment was that movie in Jules, because I was like, they wouldn't just hang up on an old man that called in saying a UFO crashed in his yard. They would at the very least be concerned that his dementia was bad enough that he might do something to hurt himself and would send somebody to look after him for an in-house check. But anyway, to the final movie of our movie marathon, which I think was probably our favorite movie. So I'm glad we saved it till last.
Yes, the Vivitch, which if I typed in 2 V's there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called the Vivitch.
The
Witch, but on the cover it's the Vivitch.
A Robert Eggers movie, which I like.
Yeah,
Robert Eggers.
Bacon and Eggers.
Yeah, he did The Northman. He did Lighthouse. I like both those movies. They were good.
The Northman.
I preferred Lighthouse over Northman.
I think the Northman could have been better. The only thing he wanted to show was Alexander Skarsgård going, but that's why we watched it. That's why I'm just kidding. But this is, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy. So oddly enough, to become a chess master, she had to sell her soul to a goat
to live lusciously.
Yeah. A lot of people have probably seen this. It's an older movie, 2015. I never watched it, but it is A24, so it's good
Under
cheese.
the Skin was also an A24 movie.
Yeah. So that is actually, that scene looks menacing. He's getting corn.
He's cutting wood.
He's just cutting corn on that one scene.
There's a lot of old lady tits in this movie.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, the old lady who plays the creepy old witch, her real life name is Bathsheba. Fun fact.
Just interesting.
Yeah.
So
she might be actually a witch in real life.
The whole thing, it seems like it's gonna be basically these people are I don't know, Puritans.
Yeah, a commentary on religious fervor.
Yeah, they were in a what sounds like a cult.
A puritanical
village
group,
and they spoke against it and basically left. This man, husband, their 3 kids, a set of twins.
No, it would have been 4.
4 kids,
because there's the baby, the twins, and then her.
Yeah, and first.
Oh no, the son.
Oh, 5.
5. Sorry, 5 children.
5. But basically, the whole thing is if you do this, the devil will get you. The devil
lives inside you no matter what you do.
Yeah, the kids are blaming each other.
Yeah.
No, you're the devil. No, you're the devil. And she's like, you talk to that goat. You talk to Black Phillip the goat, and he's made you evil. And basically, by the end, Anya Taylor-Joy's the only one left.
Yeah.
And you're like, what in the fuck? And she's in the barn, and she's like,
she says to the goat, talk to me like how you spoke to my twin siblings.
And
then,
I kind of laughed because I was like,
because there's a long pause.
There's no way. And then it's like, hello, my child.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Would you like to live lusciously?
Fucking go.
And then he like tells her to take off her shift. And then she wanders into the woods and sees like a bunch of like other naked ladies dancing around a fire. And then she starts to kind of dance around the fire and floats up into the sky. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. So then she goes on to be a chess grandmaster.
Yeah.
So I was just, when the goat started talking,
Black Phillip?
I started laughing so hard. Because I was like, there's no way they're going to M. Night Shyamalan this goat into being the devil.
They did do
And
it.
the goat was the devil.
The goat was the devil all along.
It was so funny.
But I liked it. It was a good movie. It was
Yeah.
my favorite out of the horror movies.
So, and it was also funny because the twins spent so much time with the goat and they made jokes about talking to the goat.
Yeah.
So if you have a pet goat and your kid's just like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with the goat, be wary. It could be the devil.
The part you did laugh the most at was closer to the beginning. The little girl twin, she's like talking about the witch coming and visiting and making fun, and she's like clickety clackety, clickety clackety, and she's like kind of dancing around yelling clickety clackety. And I don't know why. It was funny. It was just, it was humorous.
Yeah. It was good though. Spoiler alert. But I surprised I hadn't watched it when it came out.
Probably because we were dating.
Oh, I gotta stand up.
And-
Yeah, that's actually probably the only reason.
But you did watch a lot of horror movies by yourself, though. What was that one about like the evil it was like if Superman were an evil little boy?
Oh yeah, Black Backburner. Or
Yeah,
like
I
that.
refused to watch that because it looked too much for me.
It was good. What was it called?
Blackburn? No.
Yeah, actually, that might be what it's called. Yeah, that's super good. No, that's a person's name.
I can't remember. It was like an evil little.
Superman as a kid.
You're probably gonna get some.
Brightburn. So Brightburn is this one.
I fear people who watch horror movies by themselves.
What about if they watch them in the middle of the day? I don't know. They're not. Some of them aren't scary. So Brightburn. This was See, Nate doesn't like horrors, and he really liked it. So basically, it's like, what if the people who adopted Superman raised a piece of shit?
Yeah.
And like, can you imagine, like, telling your kid to go to their room whilst knowing they could melt you with their eyes? You know?
Yeah.
Middle of the day still haunts you at night.
That's right. Midsummer is set during the
You
middle
got
of
to
the
be
day.
alone to truly feel the scare.
I really liked Midsummer.
Midsummer's that middle of the day, uncanny type horror.
And also, most of Pearl is set during the day.
That's true.
Like the scene with the scarecrow.
Oh yeah,
That's a brightest day scene.
That is a weird scene.
I really liked Pearl. Pearl's a great movie.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I liked Pearl more than Maxine. Was Maxine the prequel? I think it was, wasn't it? And I know they're gonna make a third one. I want to say that one's called Triple
X? Yeah, because Pearl is a preclude or pre.
Yeah. So in Maxine, Mia Goth plays two characters. She plays Maxine, and then she plays Pearl as an old lady. And then the movie Pearl is a character exploration of like
you smell?
So in the movie Maxine, Pearl is an old lady, but in the movie Pearl, it's a character examination of that character, but as like a young woman. And I just really like that movie because she's fucking crazy. She's so crazy.
Yeah. Farm life's not for everybody.
No, farm life is not for everybody.
Jinjee.
Jinjee, you can't take Daddy's spot. Hello. Hello, my Jinjee.
Hello, my Chombis.
Hello, my lifetime cat.
Hello, my Chombis cat. Chombis the Chombis cat. Oh. Hi. Thanks, Chombis. Thanks, Chombis. So we'll see if your brother is sitting in his spot wanting any more food. The brother that you won't allow to live inside like he's Bart Simpson Hugo.
Telephone and tell me I'm your
No, Carl. He did eat his food though. Oh, look at that little boy. That's a nice kid right there. I'm not making fun of you, Agnope. I'm sorry. It's a nice.
That's one fucking nice kitty right there.
That's you. It's you. You.
I got really close to booping Carl on the nose the other day.
Oh, we also did we tell you guys about I think we did the thump, 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 sucking the mouse out of the fan filter. Yeah. Ugh. Tomorrow the new ones come in the mail. Now I have to pretend to be offended because you're making fun of me. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. However, it's about all I got in me for today. My eyes are super dry. My back's bothering me. I don't know if you could tell me standing up.
Today is a Tylenol day for me.
Yeah, today's we've been getting stuff ready for winter, moving the water inside so it doesn't freeze solid soon.
I did like a tremendous amount of digging in regards to trying to kill moles yesterday. And also like boot kicking big rocks back into the driveway. So my body is quite sore. I got a workout yesterday that I haven't gotten in a long time.
I didn't know this until recently, but like the pressure in my eyes and the dryness in my eyes that I've been experiencing apparently is very, very likely medication related. Because when I mentioned it to my doctor, he was like, "Yep."
What's tannerite?
Oh, tannerite is that shit that explodes. In movies when they're like, and it blows up all like huge.
I mean, only simply because they're in our driveway. No, I don't want to explode the driveway.
Dynamite. That's what they used to use back in the day.
I want them dead so fucking bad.
I'm pretty sure farmers used to TNT their fields to kill moles.
Well, I'm not TNTing our driveway.
Oh.
I am at the point, though, where I kind of want to put bleach water down the hole, but I don't know if that'll do anything. But keep putting soap water down under the guys that, like, apparently the soap melts their skin.
A water hose would probably work, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been using buckets and buckets of water.
We just don't want to erode
the driveway.
Yeah, we've been trying to, like, it has been gulping down gallons. So we don't want to, I don't fucking know. Actually, we'll probably go for a little stretch walk and hopefully run into the neighbor and be like, we need traps.
Your traps, yeah.
It's just, I don't know if it's a family or if it's like one that's just exceptionally resilient. But
I feel bad because, like I said, we're like on the verge of almost being vegetarian people. Like, we have like a lot of days where we just don't eat meat. We have
bleach blonde moles,
and like I love animals. I don't want to see animals get hurt. I want everything to live its nice peaceful life, but I want it to live its nice peaceful life not in my driveway. Thank you so much. That would be great.
Get out of the driveway, you fucking moles!
Fart in each and every hole, cover with a rock.
She did boot fuck some rocks into the holes, and you know what? They did have to make new holes.
Those holes are not reopened today, that's for sure.
Yeah, those. All I know is
all moles are the same guy, just shapeshifts.
Well, all I know is
But I've now discovered the animal that brings out murderous rage in me, and it is moles.
Well, like, the thing is we just want to coexist with everything, right? Moles can live. We don't want to kill them.
They can live. They can move to the community hall.
Hell, they can even dig.
Care.
They could live under the road for all I care. They could dig right into the side live, but not our driveway.
Fuck yeah.
And so we politely asked them to leave, and they didn't.
No.
So it's kind of that thing where, how much do you let the universe completely walk on you?
You can't. That's sending the message to the universe that I am a pushover.
It's sending a message to the universe saying, you can fill my holes with moles, and I don't mind.
But those holes are going to be fucking soapy.
I'm going to pull those mole holes until they're I don't know any other
Those are
mines.
going to be the soapiest mole holes you're ever going to fucking see.
Guys, if everyone on the planet killed moles in their driveway, the mole population would still thrive. It's
Yeah.
true. So it's like the mice. Like we've had mice get in the camper, they eat the peanut butter in the traps and kasmik. And we know that there's a million more mice. But it's just one of those things where you're like,
It's just growing up in the city. You're never really exposed to most of this shit, right?
I've never had instances with moles before.
No, me
Agno.
neither.
I've heard people mention moles, but I didn't know that they were such little fuck faces.
You should show him a picture of these little moles. Like at first we're like, oh, but they're cute. They're sweet.
Why'd I
they're
type in
cute.
molian?
I don't know.
What is a molian?
I have no idea what a molian is. Also, what's this Lilo search engine?
I did explain it yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's in the particular version
Oh,
of
that's a European mole. We don't
Linux we're using.
Is that the one we have? Is a European mole?
Yeah.
Oh.
The star nose mole apparently is actually in, but it's a search engine that they created that as you use it, it helps go towards refurbishing computers that they send to other countries. So thought the least I could do was use it. Oh, how'd that person catch so much? Yeah, like that. Or that one. That's what we have. So
these are the little fuckers that are in our driveway.
not this one.
No, that's a mole on your skin. Don't be confused about that. These are the little fuckers, and they dig.
Yeah, like the naked mole rat's
And
fucking crazy.
They
by
dig
the way.
good. They
Man.
dig real good. They're just built for digging.
Yeah, get poisoned worms. It is true. She's not lying. That was a thing they said online. Was basically their food source, and we have so many earthworms. Is the problem? Any handful of dirt you pull out of the ground will have
Or worms.
worms in it.
Like you see this and you're like, they're kind of cute. They're a little bit cute.
Naked mole rats are excellent spies. I saw it on Kim Possible. Well, apparently naked mole rats hold the key to anti-aging. They are trying to reconstruct their genome to inject into people who exchange blood with their kids. Rich people is what I meant. Like, yeah, that looks super cute.
You look so cute.
Honestly, though, looking at those hands, those are fucking scary. Because weren't there giant moles in, like, the Jurassic period?
There's like giant everything in the Jurassic
Could you
period.
imagine something with those hands, but even bigger? Honestly, though, the pictures of the skin moles are scaring me the most,
gross.
I think. You can close out of that. Same for jellyfish. You just pee on them. Pee on jellyfish. That's the only way. Or a gun. And you put in the hole. Oh, yeah. She's right, though. It's like a trap that you put a shell in.
Okay.
Yeah. Our neighbor's got a couple.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have any at the nearby place.
Yeah.
We'll
Well, I
have-
know that like whenever she came by with the trap, she kept kind of like putting them in the wrong holes.
Yeah, we'll talk to the neighbor about which holes to put them in, and we'll get it handled. Okay, you guys, thank you for coming and hanging out today. My name is Sal Mander.
Please don't put a shotgun in the hole and fire.
My name is Sal Mander. I sell used Astro vans out on the I-95. You come and you say hi. Best Astro vans from here to Calcutta.
I'll keep you updated on the mole
Landmines.
situation. I'm gonna keep trying to kill them with soap. This will like our driveway might just be soap one day.
Super clean.
It just starts foaming because of all the soap that I put into it.
One day, Mr. Clean's gonna pop out of the culvert and be like, "It's pretty nice in here."
Or maybe this is how Roman cement is made: is the gravel and dirt mixed with Dawn Platinum dish soap, and I'll just create.
What if Dawn put this information on the internet for people to just go buy shitloads of soap and it doesn't actually do anything?
I don't know.
Conspiracy! Dun, 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 dun.
I
Okay.
just hate these moles so much.
Clean live moles. Yeah, they'll come out so clean we can eat
They're
them.
gonna be sparkly.
Okay, you dirty dogs. Have yourself a good day. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Bye.
Peace. Bye bye.